adventure time. Come on, grab your friends. And our friends today are Tom.
I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore!
We got Rage. Lethal Aurora Rage.
I am here, hello, let's rage.
That sounds like Lethal Aurora Rage to me.
And we got Nate Boy.
Maybe it's deeply repressed inner rage. I could relate to that. Hello, everyone.
No, it's like when, when the anime girls like kind of smile and they're like happy and hello, but you see the aura.
Oh, it's like that dope Sakura, like inner Sakura thing going
It's
on.
inner mage. Inner mage is rage. So there's mage and then rage on the inside.
That's good.
No, she's called Lethal. Stop changing my lore.
No, I'm making the lore right now. It's new. It's brand new. HD remix changed all the code and it made the aspect ratio 60
translated
by 9,
it from
changed
its
the gameplay.
Translated from its natural Lithuanian into English is now Lethal is Rage now. In the
it's
new...
also bit crunched and bit stretched and re-resed and re-uploaded and resized
60
to fit
FPS.
the HD.
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Well, okay, Tom, you're actually mad about something, and we wanted to hear about it. So
all right,
what's that?
Let me tell you my story. This is like the pettiest rage, but it is rage, and it pisses me off. So I as you know, me and Digi have this I Am Games channel, and so
yes.
I've been slowly but surely acquiring more gaming things just to make the entire process more easy to do. Like I spent all this time getting like a dedicated streaming thing set up, and we have like a server that has like 8 terabytes of storage, so we can easily dump footage and crap on there, and any computer can access it and all that stuff. But I've also been bringing all my game stuff because despite the title of the show, Digi is not games, all right? He's not good at video games, so I'm gonna have to pick up all the slack to make our show title not bullshit.
I am fraud.
Yeah, exactly. The reason it's called I Am Games and not We Are Games is because I'm the only one who's game.
I am games. I'm not so games.
Exactly. He's not games at all. So
this show is counterfeit.
Yeah. Give us money anyways. So, brought all of my games over, brought all that shit. But one of the things I kept forgetting was my Switch dock, because initially I just put like the essentials in my car, because like I'm never gonna use the Switch dock because I don't have a TV in there. So,
right.
But then once Digi's like, just come bum at my house, I'm like, fine. So then all of a sudden, all this shit I ignored is now necessary again.
Yes.
So I was thinking of maybe doing a video on Splatoon 2 for I Am Games and why it's
great
like
game. I'll play it.
The best multiplayer game ever. And so I needed a Pro controller, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money because I knew I wasn't going to use a Pro controller all that often, because I find the Joy-Cons very comfortable. Like if I like kind of just sitting on the couch without the grip and just having one in each hand, just kind of chilling and be like, yeah, I'm just playing a fucking video.
Do you use a little stand and prop it up on a table or something?
No, I mean, if I'm playing like in handheld mode, I will just put it on the TV in the dock. But when I'm just kind of chilling, like on the couch, I'll just pull the Joy-Cons off and I won't put them in the grip. I'll just hold one in each hand and just kind of just relax.
Wait, but where's the screen? Where's the screen in this situation?
Oh, it would be in the dock on the TV.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so that's when I'm playing it in docked mode. In handheld mode, I'll just play it in handheld mode.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need a new controller because I know in case Digi wants to play, he wanted an actual controller, and if I want to play Splatoon 2 for footage, I'm gonna have to like actually have a real controller. So I went in to Walmart because I just happened to be there. And I'm like, I'm gonna get a controller while I'm here, but they're like $60, and I wasn't feeling that. But I saw they also had wired versions for $25, and I was like, that's way better. And it's like a Splatoon version of the controller. I'm like, this is like thematically relevant and everything, and it looks super fucking cool. I'll put a picture up and I'll put it in the show notes or whatever, so you can see what it looks like. Because it looks dope as fuck. So it's like, all right, and it's like Nintendo like made like a cheaper version for poor people. I like it, so I bought it, and then I brought it home and I unboxed it and I realized I made an error. And the error is that it is not a Nintendo branded controller. They use the Nintendo Switch logo and use the exact same design packaging as all the other first party Switch accessories to make retards like me think it was first party. And then they have their logo is called Power A, but it's designed on the package to look just like a Nintendo logo because it's in like the kind of like rounded design. So when you just look at it quickly like I did, it reads exactly like a first party controller, and it has like all the right logos and everything on there, and I was totally fucking livid because I gave these motherfuckers who I haven't even tested this yet. It could be a piece of shit, and I have no idea. It feels nice, but it's not Nintendo, and I don't buy third-party controllers because they're always trash.
Okay, so you got by the marketing, but it's possible it still works well.
It could be good. I don't know.
Okay.
I know I can definitely tell by holding it. It probably doesn't have like rumble or anything built in because it's very light. But I don't really care too much about rumble as long as the aiming is better, so I don't look like an idiot trying to play on IM games. But I'm mad because it looks so cool, and it has all the Splatoon logos, and it had the Nintendo Switch logo on the packaging, and it looks straight up like a Nintendo thing, but they fooled me, and I'm going to burn this company to the ground. Power A, I'm coming for you. I'm going to use my fucking power to shove it up your a-hole.
I definitely want to see a picture of this in the show notes or whatever.
Yeah,
it sounds fascinating.
It's infuriating.
I think, like, third-party control... I mean, clearly they're being sneaky fucks, and that's not good. Mm-hmm. But third-party controllers are often, good enough.
I have a story.
I'd like to know whether or not, update us on whether it works.
There's a sweet spot between the, just the up price because it's first party and the, low point of just, an actually shitty price.
I have a small story also.
Yeah, go ahead.
So me and my boyfriend, we have Xbox controllers for our PCs, and they're pretty good, but they're getting on in years, and the wires are just disconnecting from time to time. So we decided to buy some new controllers, and we found some sort of slightly cheaper ones, and we bought them, and it turns out they were third party, even though they looked exactly like the original Xbox. It just they didn't have the
here.
Yeah, they didn't have the X of where the Xbox logo was supposed to be.
This is the Y box controller. I hate when they do that to me.
The thing that amazed me... Oh, wait, keep going, mate.
Yeah, and just quickly, and both of the controllers have bugs in them, and it was so annoying.
Wait, actual
do you mean
bugs?
literal bugs, creepy crawlies?
No. One of them had, the button was too
It's like
loose.
an actual, ant farm in a controller.
No, that would be cool. I wouldn't complain about that.
Why would you not complain about that?
But I like ants and ant farms. This is a cool thing. I would like to have an ant farm.
Then you should be on the next bonus episode, mate. Just all I'm saying. I won't say any more than that.
I know. I will be. Don't worry.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
This is for the viewers, Mage. It's for the viewers.
Yeah.
My thing the reason I was so pissed, it's not even because it's a third-party controller. It's because it was purchased under false pretenses. If I had said, oh, it's a third-party controller, that's why it's cheaper, and it was clear, you remember back in the day when you bought, a Mad Catz controller because you were, 10 and your parents wouldn't spend the full money? You're like, at least I know what I'm getting into. It clearly has, that obnoxious Mad Catz logo with the paw and, the claw marks, and you knew it wasn't legit. This was lying to me. And that's where my disdain comes from.
And you bought this in Walmart, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It was with all the Nintendo accessories, all the official controllers and everything, and right there, it was just sitting there. It wasn't off to the side, it was among them. It makes me think even the people who stocked it were confused. And
I would not be shocked.
And I'm ready to go to war with this company. Power A, I'm coming for you. You're gonna die.
I just want to say,
gunning for you.
Fucking Mad Catz. Every time Mad Catz gets brought up, I always have to say my funny little quip that Mad Catz is good, and I don't know why people hate it.
That was very funny.
It's funny because it's true. I've had the one PlayStation 2 controller that has survived since I was a child is the Mad Catz one. All the others broke.
Well, okay, all right.
Even the official ones died?
Yes.
Really?
I had to buy a new one.
Mine are still going strong,
kind of recently.
except for the ones that I smash in a rage when playing Soul Calibur 2.
I was going to say, is it because the other ones were launched through the TV in a bout of impotent rage at Dark Souls or, some other game?
That's how mine died.
That's unrelated. That's not.
No, they survived all of that. It was for other reasons.
Other reasons, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Well,
there was ants all over them. The ants got them. They took them out of my picnic basket, and they
Hey, I do want to say though, the I know I say this all the time, but my Nintendo Switch Pro controller, it's the actual on-brand one. I actually love it, and it's one of my favorite controllers ever.
Man.
It feels great.
Okay, here's actually a question about the Pro controller. The Pro controller itself has the analog sticks on the same side, right? They're on each side, and then the buttons are below it. Because like
no, actually no, it's set up the way that Switch is. With like on the left, the thumbstick is up top. On the right, it's down below.
That is the proper way to have those. That's one thing that still pisses me off about PlayStation controllers, that the analog sticks are too close to each other, and I'm not 5, and my hands need more clearance than that. This controller has them set up properly, which is why I'm okay with it. They're offset. Ever since the OG Xbox did that, that should have become the standard.
I think that PlayStation just got so like the layout of the PlayStation controller is kind of like on brand.
It is.
So I think they just don't want to change it.
But I still don't like it as much. And that's as a hardcore Sony fanboy. That's my one point of contention.
It's like you got to give props for Sony to like for implementing the DualShock system because they invented it and it's totally awesome. But like they got a little bit. It's like when you invent something, but then someone else makes a better version. Like you want to stick with this like one that you made because it's like the special one that's special to you and shit. But really, there's probably better ways to be doing things that other people will figure out.
There's like a third party that did make a PlayStation 4 controller that is just an Xbox controller that works with PlayStation, and I'm very tempted to try it at some point.
Well, that's dope.
Maybe some, but I don't play shooters on PlayStation, so it really doesn't matter at that point.
Tom, let's please play Splatoon with me online. I want to play Splatoon with someone.
Do you have Nintendo Online since you have to pay now?
I got the 1 week free trial that I'm probably already like.
I was complaining about the fact that I had to pay for it on IM Games, and someone DM'd me yesterday and said, "Oh, I have the like family plan. Just give me your email and I'll add you." So now I have
what?
Yeah, they added me for free. I'm like, you're a fucking
adopt me and get me on your family plan too. I want to be your son, sir.
Maybe you should ask them. I'll see about it. They said they have like 3 slots open and nothing to do with them, so they might actually
put me in your slot, friend. Put me in your fucking slot. I will wait to hear from you, whoever you are out there. Because I was about to buy it the other day, and you know what? Like, it's $20 for a year. Like, it sucks that we have to pay, and it's utterly retarded. But, like, okay, I can afford that. I can afford $20
and you get NES games, which I guess... But the NES lineup is really shit, but at least it's something.
It's more than absolutely zero, I guess. So, I mean, I would just emulate any of those games, but, you know, whatever.
Can't emulate on the Switch, bro.
You know, there's a thing where, like, that we have infinite games at our disposal via emulators, basically. But, like, I don't actually play, like, any of those games just because I don't think about them. And they don't, like, come up. So if Nintendo can just prompt me on my Switch one day, like, hey, we just downloaded, like, I don't know, Excitebike for you. I'd be like, hey, I've never played Excitebike. That's in Smash Bros. Let me see what the fucking excitement's about.
Yeah. It's funny because me and Digi were talking about this on IM Games, about how when emulators, like, became a thing, and I did the same thing with my DS because I had like the flash card that lets you just like download ROMs.
I love my
play
flash
those.
card on my DS.
But like, it's just like you play a game for like 20 minutes, like, oh, I wonder what else I can play, and then
you get spoiled. You get fucking spoiled.
You never follow through. But when you were 10 and you had an N64, you played Star Fox 64 for years because that's all you had, and you had to make it work.
I see this as a possible death of humanity. like access to infinite information will make us all like not give a shit about anything.
I call it death by decadence. We've become so fucking privileged to have all this entertainment at our fingertips that we don't value any of it anymore.
That's what killed the Roman Empire, as I recall, something like that.
Yeah.
By the way, Gib appears to have just died. Oh, excuse me.
It could be his internet.
I really hope he didn't restart his audio because I don't feel like editing more.
It literally could just be his internet.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let's let him go and we'll see if he joins back.
Yeah.
I did have another subject to bring. It's a total little left turn from here.
Go for it,
man. To talk about.
I'm done. My rage is vented. I feel better.
Good.
That's good.
So I just got back. I took me and the lady and the dog. Went to a place nearby at her suggestion. A place called Findlay Market in Cincinnati. It's like an open air market. And it's very similar to, I think it's Quincy Market in Boston. Tom, you know the one I'm talking about? That place Munchie takes us to and we went to. It's got like that Dick's Last Resort and all those, whatever the market is in Boston. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Findlay Market is like that in Cincinnati. And we were there, and we were there for like an hour or two, and we walked around. We had the dog. It was fun. And like the point I'm trying to get to with this was I had such a wonderful time just like being out among normal human beings and like experiencing what it's like to just be a normal human, not trapped on the internet, you know, just slowly seeking or allowing my life to ebb away into the electronic data sphere. Everyone was just like cool, and we got delicious food, and it was just a great time. And I saw human beings like being nice to each other, and I'm just like, the internet is so shit. Like Twitter and all these like people sniping each other with like fucking videos attacking other people and all that stuff. I hate all that. Hey, Gab. Hey, welcome.
Don't you hate it when you disconnect at the exact moment where you think people have stepped aside to let you speak, and then you say something for a while, and
that is unfortunate. Did you want to finish a point or anything?
I was just going to ask, how big can a Nintendo family be on the online thing?
I believe it's up to 8 people.
I think you guys had 3. Oh, 8?
It's 8.
Yeah, okay.
It's 8.
This man should legally adopt me into his Nintendo family.
Yes.
That's what should happen.
What's happening now, then?
Well, Gib, I just brought up that I just got back from this place called Findlay Market, which is like, remember that open-air market in Boston that we all went to and hung out with, that Munchie brought us to, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Well, whatever, like, I had been there before when I was young, but I just remember, I associate with Munchie now. But, like, I just found one. Michelle found one from a friend. In Cincinnati called Findlay Market, and like I just had such a great time just hanging out, me and her and the dog, walking around and just like doing stuff. We're gonna go, dude. Okay, here's an amazing thing. It's pretty close to the University of Cincinnati, which is like a pretty nice thing. It draws a lot of tourists and stuff. This is real. There are just electronic scooters around this market that they just leave for anyone to just use. And when you're done, you simply just like leave it on the sidewalk. You don't have to like put it anywhere specifically and just walk away and you're done. And that's it. And then someone else can just take it and use it for a while. And apparently this system just like works great. And I guess they don't get stolen extremely quickly.
That reminds me of a story I was told by my sister's husband, actually, right now.
Did you say your boyfriend's husband?
My sister's boyfriend, but he's a husband now. I remember they got married.
Right.
Yeah. So like
her boyfriend has a husband. It's a very complicated relationship.
Yeah.
No. Anywho, so in Lithuania, they apparently had a similar sort of setup system with orange bikes. And that they were gonna, you just can take the bike and, you place it down and someone else can use it, yada, yada. But that's apparently it backfired so badly because all the bikes got stolen and repainted. And I just thought, what did you expect?
Google does the same thing.
That's what I would expect too. The thing is, though, they're actually like, so this scooter thing is like specifically for this marketplace, Findlay Market, but around UC, University of Cincinnati, there's a system of like these red bikes, because that's like red is like the color of UC and whatever. There's like tons of like these red bike rental booths where you put a quarter in, you take like the bike out or whatever, and then you just return it to like, because there's lots of stations to like dock them. So those have like a pickup and drop off point. These scooters do not, which is true. Like, who charges them at the end of the day?
I know they're not, but every time you say scooter, I just imagine people on razor scooters and shit, and it's eminently funny to me.
And you know what? I know I'm on a tangent here, but this just reminds me of like before we went. Did I mention that for Michelle's birthday, I bought her like a boosted board type electric skateboard? Yeah. It's an Atom is the brand, but it's dope. Like, just for fun, I just put on my helmet, went outside, and just like skateboarded around, and had such a great time. Just like doing things in real life is like fun and good, you guys. I just want to let you know.
I don't know if I believe you. That sounds terrifying to me.
It's great.
Maybe.
I love it.
Maybe I'll consider that,
dude. Okay, it's like imagine Pokemon Go, but like without the phone, and just like, but you leave the real life there, and like that's what it is. Like imagine that, and then
terrifying.
I don't know about that.
I actually did regret not bringing my Pokemon Go.
I don't know. My general like location in the world is like kind of boring. But if you have an
electric skateboard, you can make it fun by just scooting.
Yeah, but there's like this.
Is that why Casey Neistat just does what he does? He has his electric skateboard, and it makes everything more fun.
Maybe.
Yes. Casey Neistat has been called a professional fun haver, which I think is a very accurate title.
Man,
but
it's just like everything around is just suburban houses for miles. Because we're on the edge of London.
Literally dab on them on your electric skateboard as you cruise by.
It's just nothing much. Like, Like if I went into London, if I went into London, then it would be like, I can see like stuff happening. Like there's people and there's buildings and it's cool. And there's a river. I love rivers. I love looking at the river. I love looking at the river when the sun's going down and it's shimmery shining all over it. Like that's good.
Oh, Hippo, that reminds me. While I was heading back home to England, I was in London waiting for my train, and I saw a guy that looked kind of like you, just a little bit taller. And
And you drop kicked him.
No, he was on the opposite side of the
So
tracks.
you wanted to drop kick him, but you didn't have the opportunity.
Got a running start and just fucking power kicked him.
Launched across the track.
Yeah.
No, I stared at him like with squinty eyes. I was like, is that Hippo? No, that can't be Hippo.
Oh, I saw Digi and May out at just at this market, and by that I mean there was just a big bearded guy with Lennon shades and some girl with him.
Some girl.
And I was like, there they are. That's them.
Yeah,
Them.
Disgusting. Shout out to all these fakers at the King Richard's Fair right now. I believe is where they actually.
Oh, King Richard's Fair going on?
I think that's where they are right now. They went to some sort of medieval fair, and I was supposed to go.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
But
wait, we should talk about that.
Yeah,
I love King
Richard's Fair is cool. I went once back in the day when I was like a wee lad, and it was the funnest shit.
Yeah?
It was super fucking cool. Jousting is awesome, and it should not have gone away. In fact, it should have just adapted to the times. Now
we do that now on electric skateboards, my dude.
I was gonna say we should just have people
lances,
in fucking cars or motorcycles jousting.
Yeah,
that'd be fucking sick. Like modern. That'd be a good video game. Someone should make that. Make a video game that's just like Jousting 2089 or something.
Or like you get like shiny red boxing gloves on a boosted board, and you go as fast as you possibly can. And it's like...
That'd be dope. And you just try to knock the other person
Tony
down.
Hawk's Pro Jousting. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Hey, dude, I think I've told all my interesting King Richard's Fair stories, but like that's where I got my ridiculous $100 floppy Vampire Hunter D hat, which was a complete goof. I have to get that hat sent to me by my mom sometime.
It needs to be real. It has to be in the next RadCon.
And take a picture with it.
Yeah.
Actually, my mom is coming to visit me soon, and she's bringing a certain key-shaped item that's of particular significance to me, which I cannot wait to have for various purposes.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, and I gotta
is it a
have her bring
key-shaped
that
item, or is it a key-shaped item?
It's a key. No, it actually is a key-shaped item, because it is distinctly not the key shape. That would be more of like a sword.
Interesting.
And what was I going to say? Whatever.
Get the D hat while you're at it.
King Richard's Fair. I was just going to say about that. Did I talk about that time that me and my friends were at King Richard's Fair? We were in high school at this point. I think I was like 15, and just like one of the court jesters at the fair comes up and is like, "Hey, my strapping young lords, how dost thou wish to partake of this quest to be knighted by ye old king?" And we're like, "Yeah, nibba, whatever you say." And so we did this quest. It was a scavenger hunt. We had to go around. It was me and like two of my friends, I think Colin and like Nick or something. I forget who I was with. And we just went up to like stall vendors, and they would give us quests. They would give us little tasks to do. But the thing was, like, they were definitely making them up as they went along. They just like had like a stamp or something we had to get from them. And so many of them were
kill
like,
that guy. Kill these homeless people. They're mucking up the joint.
They were things like do a jig or like sing a song. And at one point, someone just said like, "Hey, sing a song." And by the way, I had my really long hair at this point, so I already looked like a strange cryptid individual. This one lady who was like the beer wench or something, she asked us to sing a song, and I was like, "Guys, what should we sing?" They're like, "I don't know." And so I busted out a rendition of "Yellow Submarine," a rousing. I don't know. It was like the song of note at that time in our lives for whatever reason. And so I think we sang it at Boy Scout meetings a lot. So I sang Yellow Submarine, and the lady was so impressed by my rendition that she was like, "Dude, you should like work here." She like broke character and like told me I should like get a job at the fair. And I was like, "Well, thank you. I appreciate that compliment."
You could be like, what's it called, a minstrel?
A minstrel, yeah, I could definitely be a minstrel or a gay wizard.
And if you took that job, you'd be singing Yellow Submarine to this day at that fair.
That's true.
You'd never have become.
Think about it. You
a
could
brony analyst.
You could have been in real life all the time.
But so the end of this tale is we went around. We did like 10 of these incredibly humiliating tasks. One was like run as fast as you can around the entire the entire fairground. So catch me, like age 15, with my long ass hair, sprinting at top speed
Naruto running,
around these like knights and jesters and wizards, and just people in like weird steampunk and goth clothing, because for some reason those people are attracted to medieval fairs. And then we got all the stamps, so we go to like the ceremony at the end, and we're waiting for a while because we go to like where like the end line is, and like this guy's like, yeah, the knighting ceremony is at X time. We're like, okay, we'll just chill. And so a horrible realization dawns on us as we as like the people start to file in, as the rows like in front of the stage where the person's going to come out begin to fill with incredibly young children, like 5 and 6, maybe up to like 10, and we're just kind of standing in the back like, what's happening right now? And out comes, like, the king, which I believe is the actual, like, guy who's playing the king at King Richard's Fair. And he's just like, oh, my noble knights, thank you for doing this quest. Come forth on stage, me hearties, and be crowned lords of Cinder, or whatever. He loves Dark Souls. I want to go to a Dark Souls themed Renaissance fair.
That would be incredible. So you were like knighted. The oldest people there?
We were like by 10 years or so the oldest people doing the whole thing.
6.
Like the fucking court jester played the ultimate prank on us by getting us to do this fucking knighting ceremony that was for babies. And no one along the entire time said like, aren't you guys a little old to be doing this? Like, this is for actual babies. Why are you? But no, this me and my 2 friends. We're deeply humiliated. We walk up knighted, like, yeah, we're so good at doing quests and being cool guys. And we get knighted, which was fine, I guess.
And that's why until this past week, Nate never went to real life ever again.
That's right. That's exactly it. Yeah, it was deeply embarrassing, but, it's okay.
But you're a knight now. It
makes for
official.
A fun story, Nate.
Yeah, it does. And I'm a literal knight now, so
that's pretty cool.
I want to I want to exert my my right to say, what's that thing where you're allowed to fuck a guy's wife after he gets married, because you're the lord or whatever. That's a thing.
That's called America.
Trump's America.
Donald Trump's America. Yeah. We're bringing it back, baby. Isn't that's the main conservative platform, I think, to reinstate that policy.
I agree.
Yeah, well, that's my story. That's
like
King Richard story.
Speaking of real life in general, a little bit of a follow-up to last episode where I was talking about like the CGP Grey thing of like getting rid of distractions, internet-based things such as websites and podcasts and stuff. I have stopped listening to all podcasts, including Hello Internet, even though I really like it, and I've downloaded this thing onto my computer, onto Chrome, which is like a task focus assistant thing, which it doesn't block sites. I can still type them in, but when I go there, it immediately comes up with a notification saying, you're not supposed to be here. Here's what you're supposed to be doing. And it lists the tasks that I've listed for that day, or any tasks that I have not finished. And at the moment, my task is do bail jape, you stupid idiot, and that keeps coming up every time I go to Twitter, and I'm like, great. I could click right click on the top right and find the thing to settings, and then unmatch Twitter from the list of sites that get blocked or But then that's too much effort, so I'm like, fine, it has been helpful in just not making me go to Twitter and Reddit good. And stuff. But
we should steal that technology and make our own application that does that and call it the Procrastinators branded anti-procrastination tool. And when you go to a site that isn't the one, it should just play "You're supposed to be working right now."
Funny.
We actually should. We should charge $1 for it.
But we definitely should, because this app is insidious. It's really it's
devious.
It's got a devious twist to it, because after a certain amount of time, after a certain amount of site blocking activity, it jumps in and says, well, we've blocked sites for a little while, but if you want to block sites forever, you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay a monthly fee.
That's so fucked up that it would do that.
And I'm like, it's there's so many other apps that do what you do with just a little bit less flair, but they block URLs, and that's fine. Damn. And this one just had a nice focus task list built into it, and they expect me to not go to something else. Like, why would it's stupid. I'm not going to pay money.
Too high.
I'm not going to pay money for the privilege of me being unable to go to certain places.
Yeah, it's tough to motivate that.
I don't think that thing would work on me because I have an incredible rebellious streak of when someone tells me not to do something, I'd be like, screw you, I'm gonna do the thing now.
You just need the opposite then. You need to be like, yeah, fuck you, mate, you're not gonna work on your shit today. And you're gonna be like, yeah, watch me, bitch.
This reminds me, I don't know, maybe this will be gross for people, I don't know. It's not that big a thing, but it's this reminds me of when I was young. To this day, I still bite my nails a ton, and it's gross. I always say it's the worst thing about me, that I bite my nails so much. But in fact, I'm doing it literally right now. I have pliers, not pliers. What is it?
Nail clippers.
They're not nail. They're I have a
hedge
little
trimmers.
Whatever, I forget.
Chainsaw.
Tweezers. I have tweezers in my hand right now. I was picking in my hands with. I'm gonna put it down and stop doing it. Okay. But what I was doing, or what I was saying was when I was young, my mom she was good. She tried to head this off at the pass. And stop me biting my nails then, because she knew if she got me when I was young, I wouldn't do it. But it's way too late now. And so she bought this stuff that was it's nail polish that just tastes bad. And the point of it is just you put it on your nails, and when you taste it, you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't be doing this right now. The problem was
you got addicted to that taste.
Basically, it wasn't that I was addicted, but it's biting my nails is super fun. I love doing it. It's just it's super fucked up and strange. But I get like picking a scab. It's just something I can do anytime, and it's really gross and disgusting, but I do it anyway. And so this was just what it's supposed to do is remind you that you need to stop. This nail polish is designed to just remind your brain hey, remember, you shouldn't be doing this. Don't do this unconsciously. But my will to do it is active and powerful because it just is fun.
You being the masochist you are, we're just this is now painful. This is a challenge I need to overcome.
Kinda, yeah.
All right. I may have said this
on the rebellious spirit mage
on this podcast before, but the way to combat any and all nail fidgeting things is to start playing guitar, because having long nails is absolutely the wrong thing. You can't have long nails at any point, and you will get into a habit of just cutting them really short all the time.
My nails are already incredibly short though, because I just bite them so much.
Yeah, but
also,
it'll be a better way to keep them short.
I watched a tutorial on Phil Collins. It wasn't Phil Collins. I was confused him with this other guy that my dad likes from Maine or something. Shit, I can't remember. But the point is, he had a long thumbnail for picking them strings on the guitar.
Thumbnail.
He was signed by fucking Apple Records. He met Paul McCartney. What's his name? He's rockabye, sweet baby, James Taylor. That's it. Okay, just wanted to remember that name.
Okay, I actually, it's funny that Hippo brings up the clipping of the nails thing, because I also used to have a nail biting problem, not too big, but it was a bit of an issue. But the way I grew out of it is when I turned 12 or 13, I realized when I grow out my nails, they kind of look nice. So I decided to start growing out my nails, and I never bit my nails since. And I grow out my nails, and they look really cool and scary, and I like that.
There's some of this much underreported female privilege because there is a societal expectation to look not disgusting and terrible, unlike the ghouls that are men in the society. You were given an incentive to improve your nail hygiene, unlike me.
I mean, it just looked nice for me. Personally,
I mean,
so it's not that people expected me to look nice. I already had nice nails, so I guess I was born with the privilege of having nice nails.
Double privilege. Disgusting.
Hell yeah.
I never bit my nails. One time I heard that was a thing, and I tried biting my nails, and it was that. How are you supposed to get a grip on that? That's too much.
You just get in there and you fuck them up. That's all you do.
No, but instead of that, I would pick at my nails with my other nails.
Yeah, okay.
And I would rip them off like that.
It's funny you were talking about biting nails, because when I was a young lad in second grade, I thought that my nails were deformed. And the reason I did is because everyone around me bit their nails and I didn't. I thought that's what normal nails looked like. And mine always looked like different. And I was like, why? What happened? Why are my hands so fucked up? And it took forever for me to realize, I'm just not an autist like everyone around me.
You know what that reminds me of? You ever watch, Report of the Week? You know Report of the Week, the YouTuber?
I do not. Enlighten me.
Okay, he's a very pale, strange cryptid of a man who wears a suit every day of his life, a vastly oversized, ill-fitting suit, and slicks his hair back. He loves vintage fashion. Yeah, that guy. And he does fast food and energy drink reviews.
Whoa.
And I love him. It's, hello everyone, welcome to Running on Empty.
Oh, that's the guy who did about the water review.
Yeah, that sounds like him. That's the sort of shit he does with his life for some reason. But I mean, he's got like 1 million subscribers or whatever. But the point is,
that's probably why he does it.
He famously, among his many quirks and strange things about his appearance and personality, is that he has very long fingernails, and people describe them as vampire-ish and skeletal. And it at some point it became a bigger issue.
I don't think they do.
I guess not. But, okay, maybe vampire-ish.
Vampiric
is the right word. Vampiric, damn it. All right. And he made a video addressing it at some point. It's just like, well, I just happen to like having long nails. I'm just, there's no need to fuss. There's no need to muss. I just like my nails this way. And that's all there is to say. And that's him.
I mean,
that's
it's a solid argument.
Speech pattern.
He is a weird guy, but I like him a lot. He occasionally beefs with Anthony Fantano in a completely one-sided way.
Nate, since I know you had long hair, did you ever had like the quirk of like chewing on your hair?
I know some people did. I never had that. I
had that for a while. I don't know how I got out of it, but I'm glad I did.
I did that a little bit. I didn't chew on it, but I just would put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
When I was young, this is just semi-relevant. When I was very young, I had a blankie and would suck my thumb excessively and carried this blankie with me everywhere.
This is such an embarrassing episode.
Nah, this is fine. I was so young, I'm not embarrassed by it at this point.
This is just like we're letting all our
This was last week.
So we can't...
This was last week. I'm a totally different person now. What is embarrassing, though, is that I would do weird, fucked up shit with that blanket, like shove it up my nose a little bit, and like... yeah, it was weird.
God.
All right, this was the weirdest thing about that blankie. Here's what I would do. Like, I had this blanket since I was, like, born, and so it got completely shredded over the years until there was just, like, a tiny little square with a bunny in the center remained. And, like, here's what I would do. I remember it very well. In my left hand, I would clutch it in my hand. I would suck on my thumb, and I would... okay, this is weird. I would take, like, one of the bigger fragments of cloth. I would kind of turn it into, like, a big loop. I would put that loop... because my hands clenched, my thumb's in my mouth, and in that loop, I would put in my nose, and I would breathe through the loop, and that was pure bliss as a human being in my life when I was like 5.
I just want to. Sometimes you just wonder like, how these series of events played out. That you happened to do that the first time and got positive like feedback, and like this is something I'm going to continue to do.
I think it was like an evolution of behavior patterns where I just tried a bunch of shit and then like that one stuck after a while. I mean, I don't know.
Be the most
like I also tried shoving it up my nose. And
since we're sharing weird habits, I have a question like for you guys and for everyone that's listening out there. This is something I used to do. Like, do you know like this sort of like back in the day, do they even do those like sort of white glue sort of thing? But it wasn't like too
Elmer's
strong.
Glue?
I don't know.
Like paste?
Pritt stick?
I think so.
Friends, it was just like white glue, and it didn't stick too well.
PVC?
I mean, it stuck well enough, but they let kids use them.
Wait, did you use like a stick to spread it around?
No. Like I would like I put it on my palm and I would spread it around and I wait for it
and then
to
peel it.
I wait for it to dry bit and then peel it and it looked like skin and I was like, that's so cool.
Elmer's glue. That was the thing that I did on occasion, but not very often. My friends did it more often. I was like, I guess I'll try it.
I used to do that to my dick and make dick molds. It was sick.
Nate, no.
That's not an accurate statement. But I wish it was.
We called it PVA glue, and it was always used. As a child, there's always in school like sticking things on paper because that's basically like 90% of schooling is sticking things on things. And so like you had two choices. You had the Pritt stick, which was like the squishy tube of glue that you could twist. Glue stick. Yeah,
that's
the Pritt Pritt was like the brand name, I guess. And then they have PVA glue, and That's my story.
Why was
okay?
You know what?
I don't want to say like the same thing Mage said, because yes, I did also do the peeling
my parents
of the thing.
tried to dissuade me from doing that because they were concerned I might get like addicted to the smell of the glue, because that was the thing I think. But I was more interested in the peeling of the skin glue rather than the smell of glue.
Yeah, there was this one time where my grandpa was showing me like model making with the glue and like a little plane, because he was an REF guy and he has like little model plane thing, and it was like we were building it together, and I had the glue thing, and it was one of those like smelly types of glue in a little tiny little metal thing, and I was sniffing it and I was like, this smells really good, and I said to my grandpa, like, do you know how nice this smells, Grandpa? Like, I had no idea it was a bad thing. And he got really upset at me, and I was really sad and afraid that I had mucked up so bad that I was doing something illegal in front of my grandpa, and I didn't even realize.
Poor little Hippo.
And from that day on, I never had a grandpa. He disowned me. He jumped in that little model airplane, he flew away, never came back.
Oh no.
That's dope.
I was thinking about the nails again. I still have like a bad habit of like biting them, but only like if I break one of my long nails and it's like uneven, it drives me crazy. That like if I don't have like scissors near me, then I'll start biting them.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's just
right.
It's so insane.
Enough gross, disgusting nails. Let's move on to my topic that I have.
Okay.
Adventure Time ended.
Yeah, sure
yes,
did.
It did.
I haven't been keeping up with it for a while, and I've decided to re-watch the whole thing, and I'm in the middle of Season 2. Season 1 and Season 2 are like the best thing I've ever seen. Like, that's surprisingly perfect. Like, I would recommend anybody who has not watched Adventure Time in a long time to go back and watch all of Season 1. It's all killer, no filler, 10 out of 10, like the best cartoon I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, sorry, I was distracted during that. Please repeat all those words.
Adventure Time is good. Season 1 is the best cartoon on TV.
How much of it did you rewatch? Did you rewatch the whole thing?
I rewatched all of I haven't gotten around to all of it yet. I rewatched Season 1, and I'm halfway through Season 2, and it is 10 out of 10 cartoon.
Where would you say, where's the drop-off happen? Like Season 5, Season 6 or something?
I have no idea. That's why I'm rewatching to find out. But, like, I'm just saying, there's a reason that cartoon contributed to like every cartoon in the world to being made in that style.
I was watching it as it came out, and it's just like so fucking good.
It's the writing, like surprising. Like you think of Adventure Time, you think, oh, it's just wacky and funny, and it looks very simplistic. But like everything that's all wrong. It's all misconceptions. You've all remembered it incorrectly. Got some great
writing, for sure.
It's got brilliant writing, brilliant comedic writing, and the animation, at least in Season 1 and the beginning of Season 2, is like the reason it looks so simplistic is because they want to do so much with the animation that if it was more complicated, they wouldn't be able to do it on the budget they had. They do some really impressive looking, incredible stuff because there's only so many lines and colors they have to put on.
Let's lay it on the line. Let's say you have to obliterate Adventure Time or Steven Universe and everyone involved in either's production. Who do you kill? Who do you assassinate?
I'll kill Steven Universe.
Yeah, I think I have to go with
the
that
problem is if you obliterated Adventure Time, you'd kill a bunch of people who worked on Steven Universe as well, so you wouldn't get either.
Yeah, Rebecca Sugar worked on Adventure Time.
She did? Yeah. Oh, well, okay. In that case, we definitely are choosing Steven Universe to be obliterated.
Because it's just it's hard to explain exactly why it's like so perfect, but it's from the perspective of a child. I think it's the writing is so good because they know how to write good episodes. Like every episode is a great episode, but like they understand story writing in a way that they can do meta, and they can do meta properly by having the story just go in a different direction, like at the last second, or like they can like the first episode of season 2. Finn and Marceline, like Marceline's dad comes back and all that, and he's fucking up everything, and
the famous fries episode and whatnot.
Yeah, the why did you steal my fries and all that stuff, and Finn and Marceline are going around adventuring, and at the end, it's revealed that Jake, for some reason was absent, but he was actually in Finn's pocket the entire time. And he turns around at the end, like Marceline asks, "Oh, I've been wondering, what's with your pocket, Finn?" And then Finn goes, "Oh, Jake's in here." And then Jake is like tiny, he turns around, he farts, and that's the end of the episode. It's like 3 seconds of like an explanation.
I remember that. I fucking lost my shit.
It's all about the comedic timing. It's the timing that wins.
It's just like, you can tell these guys, like, they're not idiots, even though they're writing something that seems like silly and stupid and not thought through. That's such a good gag, too,
because through the entire episode, Finn just has a pocket drawn on his shirt, and they don't address why at all until right at the very end. And like, you're wondering in the back of your mind, like, is that just like a new detail on his costume they're doing now? Like, he just has a pocket on his shirt? Like, why is that there?
Yeah,
it's a level of like, on the surface, if you're not paying attention, it looks like a dumb kids show where people are just screaming and farting and is laughing and stuff. Yeah. And then if you pay attention, there are things that you notice, and the show recognizes that and acknowledges that people may be paying more attention. And they have like little jokes every so often that are meta in that way. It's just really good.
To do a little deep analysis of that joke in itself, like. So a layperson watching the episode like won't even notice that Jake's not there. They'll just say like, here's Finn, and like they could have ended the episode without the pocket, without the Jake joke, and like it would have been like fine, it would have been like okay. You'd be wondering where Jake is possibly, but no one would really question it that much. But by adding that Jake thing, it shows that they were in fact thinking of that the whole episode. And like they do in fact address the issue of why Jake isn't there, but they do it in this obviously absurd way because there was all these incredible death-defying things that happened in that episode that Jake would have been absolutely invaluable to be to participate in, and the fact that he just didn't is just like a humorous, goof.
Like,
and that's
they have things that like if you're a pedantic like, why wasn't he helping? It's because he's a stupid dog, and sometimes he's just an idiot.
That's him. And I mean, and Finn didn't even like ask for his help, even though he probably could have used it at several points. But that's fine.
It's just such a fluid dynamic. Like rewatching it, you're just like your mind boggles at how perfect the way they've made the show for random adventures. Like anything they want, they can make happen because of the way they've made these characters.
I haven't gone back and rewatched Adventure Time, but I do, and this is a little different, but like I have felt just the pangs, and I have gone back and watched just bunches of Steven Universe, and it's way better to watch on rewatch because like I know generally what's going to happen, so I don't need to like stress about this is a waste of an episode. Why aren't the series progressing? Which are like fine criticisms, but like the vibe of Steven Universe I find incredibly comfy. So
it is pretty comfy, but in terms of the episodes that mean something. Mm-hmm. Like I think most people who like Steven Universe agree that the townspeople are not interesting enough for the time that they're given.
Generally, that's true.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The first season was pretty as well. Like it caused me to quit Steven Universe, and I only got back to it after the episode with Garnet aired, and people were like losing their shit. I was like, okay,
I
I'll
like
give
the
it a
things they
second
do with
shot.
Ronaldo. Kind of just the meta, because like Ronaldo has an actual blog in the real world where he like reports on stuff. Yeah, keep
it's
each
a real
weird.
Tumblr
And like
I don't know. That's
I
just
don't like Ronaldo in the show
thing.
that much, but I like what's being done in a meta context.
I think the funniest thing with Ronaldo is that all the things he says that sounds retarded were actually straight up true.
Yes,
and you don't.
Yes. But I didn't want to get too much into Steven Universe. I just brought that up because like I would also like to similarly go back and watch Adventure Time because there was also, especially when I heard it was ending and I watched like a video review. I talked about this last week of the finale. Like it gave me such nostalgia, and I want to go experience that again.
I haven't watched. I only watched like the first 2 seasons, so like I would like to watch the whole thing because. Yeah, I don't know why I stopped.
Me too.
I have no idea why. I didn't like fall out of like favor with the show. It didn't do anything that pissed me off.
Yeah, same.
I got bored.
I think it's because I was watching with one of my friends, and like then we stopped hanging out, and so I just stopped watching because it was like the thing we did is we just kick back and like watch that.
It makes sense.
I don't know. Yeah. But fuck it, I'm getting back. Gibbs sold me on it. I'm gonna go check it out as soon as this podcast is over.
Like when I say like season 1 is all killer. When I say season 1 is all killer, no filler, I really mean it. Like every single episode is just mwah, like mwah, like the like sick.
Would you say that Adventure Time style of like comedic delivery had any influence on you? Because like now that I think about it, things like Bale Jape and stuff kind of have not like an identical tone, but there's little like bits and pieces here and there that have like this esoteric kind of comedic value to it that I feel there's some overlap there.
I don't know whether I was inspired. I mean, I must have been inspired by it somewhat, but I already had a similar sort of style of humor before Adventure Time, and it really resonates with me. So yeah, it's just like that feeling of, yeah, why not? Like, fucking agreed. Yes.
Why not put a dank weed joke here? This is why not, I say. Even though it will get me thrown in jail for 200 years.
Gotta suffer for your art, dude.
My favorite thing recently, just watching those episodes, is the princesses and how they're all like, they're all portrayed as like the dumbest sluts of all time.
I don't know about that.
I can appreciate that.
When Ice King shaved his beard and he became the nice king, and then all the princesses was like, "Oh, it's the new nice king!" It was very funny.
That's a very MGTOW reading, but I appreciate that. I can relate to that.
It's just they're so cute, and like they just do, like, they have dumb voices. If I were to make like my own show, like if I had the time or like the budget, I would make it like very simplistic, and I would do silly voices, and that it would be Adventure Time. That's the show I would make.
Adventure Time is a great formula. Well,
Gabe, the show is ending, so now you can pick up the torch and make a new version of it. Do it.
I will.
That's true.
I'll literally make a show called something.
I probably won't check, but someone in the description, please post a guide to which episodes I should skip. Like I want a comprehensive thing to know what are the essential episodes.
There probably is a list floating out there.
I bet there is. Did you say he wants one? I do too.
I will say every episode of season 1 you have to watch.
Okay, duly noted.
Every episode of season 2. Every episode of season 3. I don't know about season 4 and 5
because that's skip those entirely.
No, because season 4 and 5 is when I stopped, but I don't like Tom. I'm not really sure why. I didn't hate it. I was just like, I think it was like the site I was watching it on was this really annoying like ads everywhere. Some of the episodes were missing.
You know what really happened? You know what really happened to all of us, and we're just afraid to admit it. We're ashamed to admit it. We all got into Pony, and that's all we did. We threw our lives away, and everything else stopped mattering. And we all started circle jerking.
I think I got into Adventure Time after My Little Pony was around.
Mine was, I guess I watched season 1 and 2 as they came out, so it was like way before.
Remember that one pony reviewer who was like his OC was a pony version of Finn? Remember that guy?
Finn the Pony.
Was that Finn the Pony? Was that him?
That was
name. That guy was an intellectual.
What if he's listening right now?
I got nothing against that guy, but his OC was hilarious and silly.
I do not like the idea. I have nothing against the guy, but I don't like the idea of taking another character, making to it pony, and being your Sona.
It's kind of Sonichu-esque in its level of thinking. Like, I like this one thing. Let's make this... I mean, he probably was like 8. Or, okay, he probably was like 15 or something.
It was probably like 25.
You know...
It was me.
You're probably right. Anyway...
Anyone else got another topic? I'm ready to switch it up.
Okay, who of you have dual screens? Raise your metaphorical hands.
I got dual screens set up
I'm doing it right now.
Oh no!
Why do you ask?
I don't have space on my desk. I don't have space on my desk, and I don't have space in my room for a bigger desk. And I've always hated people with dual screens. I want to kill everyone.
It's good. It's good to have.
The reason I asked is because before I went to Lithuania, I got a second monitor, and I completely forgot. And when I returned, I was like, oh, I have a second monitor. So I've been working with a second monitor, and it's like the best. How did I survive without a second monitor?
I'm gonna level with you guys on dual monitors, all right? So back in the day, I used to, my first big major desktop display I actually bought a 37-inch 1080p TV, and that was my computer monitor, and it was godlike. And then everyone got on the dual screen setup. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna switch this up. I'm gonna get 2 smaller monitors so I have double the workspace. And I hated it. I hated dual monitors because I only ever worked with one of them. I never spent the time to shift the windows over because it's just I'm looking at this one and the other one's kind of off to the side and I don't feel like turning my head. I'm lazy. Fuck it. I want to go back to my one big monitor. But I fixed that problem for me. What I have now, and this happened by accident, is because I got one of those drawing displays, and so instead of having them horizontal, I now have it in a vertical alignment. And vertical is way better because you can see both of them at the same time just by looking forward, because I have my 22-inch...
Oh, wait. You're saying that you have them mounted above each other?
Yeah, so what happens is I have a big 32-inch display now. I just got it. It's a 32-inch like QHD display. And then under it on my desk, I have a 22-inch drawing display. And because they're like... I can see both of them right now. And I can just drag something down. You can just drag it down so it's on the lower one, and it's so much easier to use because like your vision sees both of them, and it's like pure bliss, and it's a 10 out of 10. Everybody should do vertical displays. It's way better than horizontal.
That's some technology you're talking about, right?
I cannot do that. That sounds good though. But I use it. This is how I use it. But yeah, I wanted a second monitor specifically because when I draw, I like to listen or / watch things at the side, at the corner of my eyes.
Same here.
That means I cannot full screen my drawing program. And that gets in the way of me drawing, and it's really annoying. And like then I have to make the screen of whatever I'm watching really tiny. That means I don't see it so well. So now that I have the monitors, I have like on one monitor what I'm watching and one monitor when I'm drawing, and it's so good. I love it. It's good.
I also end up using my phone for a lot of stuff just because it's convenient to like have that, I don't know, below.
That's like, all I can do. That's all I can fucking do.
Well,
when I'm streaming, I have to have my phone with the stream chat because I can't do it any other way. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, that's rough.
Ooh, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, no.
I can relate, Hippo. That's what I had to deal with in Lithuania and before I got the second monitor. So I'm still fresh.
Why don't you? So Tom's setup is technically like vertical, but it's like on his desk and in front of him. Gabe, why don't you construct Casey Neistat style? Like get like a wooden beam going straight up. And like make a base
and hang myself from it,
and mount two displays, one literally above the other, and just like screw it in there.
If you want to be lazy, what you do is instead of doing that, you can just buy a VESA mount that basically it attaches to your desk, and it has two mounting points in the back for two monitors. So you just take them and mount them both on there, and then they're one on top of each other, so you can just go vertical and not have to worry about desk space anymore.
Do it, Gib. Do it.
Joy.
But I'm looking. I'm stretching my neck up, right, to where the monitor would sit on top of the other one, and it seems like a bit like that hurts my neck just a bit. I need to lean back.
My friend Matt, he just bought its dedicated office space, and his setup is transcendent. He has this like big L-shaped desk, and he has a huge 27-inch Wacom Cintiq that he got for free, and I hate him for it. Like a $3,000 Cintiq someone just gave to him. And he has that on his left side. And he has like a big swivel chair. So if he wants to draw, he just swivels over to that. But when he doesn't need to draw, he swivels back over. And he has two 27-inch monitors with that vertical VESA mount. With like that rotate and swivel and everything. So you can adjust both of them to any angle you want. And it's like literally God tier.
That sounds incredible.
It's amazing. Because I just went to see him this week. On Friday, I drove to New York and hung out with him and got drunk and we did a podcast. But I just saw this space and I was like, I never want to leave here. Like, this is perfect. Like, this is the best setup of all time. And I almost murdered him and stole his office because it was so good.
Oh, no.
Do you think the natural progression of stuff like this is eventually we're going to be like, you know, you got like a sphere with a hole in it. You poke your head in, and the screen is the sphere the whole way around.
Yes, it needs to happen immediately.
Yeah. I suppose like the logical extension is just like augmented reality stuff where like you just put a little lens over your glass.
You can already do that.
Personal bubble will become visible.
Do you guys know about the Microsoft HoloLens? Have you ever heard about this?
I don't think so.
I heard the word.
I've heard the name. What does it do?
Microsoft's like they have this thing where you put on a pair of like glasses and it's tapped into like they have ones that plug into a computer, but they also have one that's just the computer's built into the headset. And how it works is that it overlays digital information on top of the real world. So, like, they're like, oh, you want...
It was like, you can play Pokemon Go.
Yeah, but it's, like, over your eyes. And they actually had a demo very similar to that. But one of the things they did, like, oh, you want to, like... Because it senses where your hands and stuff are, too. So they had a demo where it's like, oh, I want to watch a movie. So they just sat down on a couch, took two hands up, and spread their hands across the wall, and it made a huge display that was the size of the entire wall, and they started watching a movie.
Whoa.
And then they could bring up, like, a little Skype window on the side that was, like, at, like, a 45-degree angle, like, based on where you were sitting, that, like, had Skype, and you could just use your hand to scroll through it and stuff while you were watching this big movie. And I was like, that was, like, the big come. I was like, that's what I want. That's
Yeah,
the entire world is your display.
That's what I want. Fucking Skype back.
Yeah,
that's what I
want.
But you won't get any dank like gamer like login messages when you log into Skype, unlike Discord. That's what holds this thing together. God, fuck terrible. Discord.
It was supposed to be our savior.
Discord's fine. It's just such a millennial program with their login messages.
Yeah.
And I know that like they do a thing where they said submitted by so and so, like they take like community ones.
Dude,
but it's just Reddit tier.
That's
shit,
what they give you the name, so it's like if this one really bothers you, you know who to kill.
Yeah, go attack this person on Twitter.
The one that bothers me the most is the one that says top deck in lethal, because it's just
I do think of you every time that one comes up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stop that. Discord, stop that, please.
Fucking Hearthstone.
You were saying?
Mage, what was everybody to bring? It has to bring a topic forward for the topicless, formless episodes. Do you have one?
I just did. Dual screens.
What was
you
that?
Did bring up
dual screen?
Yeah.
Well, dang, I guess I forgot so quickly after you said it.
Are you trying to catch one? I support this Gestapo tactics of calling everyone out to make sure they actually bring
I have another topic I can bring. Because the controller one was one that came up last minute. this is something that I've been wondering about, and this is going to get a little more like complicated, I guess, than just like personal. Okay. What I wanted to ask is, why do you think people don't own their weirdness anymore? And allow me to explain what I mean by that. It's like back in the day, like in like the early 2000s and shit, like people were like really proud of being weird and like wore like the weird internet culture,
I'm
like
so random,
lol
XD.
XD so random, that kind of shit. And now it's like people didn't want to be normal and didn't want to be accepted by society, but now it feels like that has like changed. It's like all of us like grew up and realized like, oh, there's actually consequences for not being accepted by greater society now that we have to be in it because we're adults. And now there's like this whole like cultural movement of like, everything I do needs to be accepted, and I can't exist on the fringe of culture anymore. My weird lifestyle has to become accepted. A lot of this.
I don't know. I still ooh.
I still feel like I'm like weird in the way I have always been. Yeah. I just I don't say things like whoa like that.
No, I mean I don't.
I matured a little bit, but yeah, I feel like I'm still one with my weirdness.
I
feel like this particular group is relatively comfortable.
There's
with
definitely
itself.
pockets of people like us for sure. I mean, anyone who listens to this podcast for more than 10 minutes realizes we just don't give a fuck. But like I'm talking more on like a larger cultural scale. Like the internet was just lol XD so random. Now the internet is just accept me. I'm going to change everything to make my weirdness become normal. Like before it was never like you wanted to be anything but normal. Now it's like everything has to be normal.
Yeah, I see what you mean, Tom. I think it's mainly because of the call out culture that's happening, and like whenever like you step out of line and like, oh, you're a bit egotistic, people start making videos, oh, this guy is egotistic, bring him down, get me his head.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of laughing at people's like being slightly not normal, and that being okay. I guess it's fueled. It seems to be fueled by teenagers who are like a bit awkward and don't feel. They're not sure about themselves, so they take it out by laughing at other people who are slightly weird.
Yeah, that definitely happens a lot.
And like that happened back in the day, but like we like accepted that. Like you'd be like, yeah, of course, normies hate me. Like that's why we say normies.
I think this is like post, what's he called? Leafy's here, I think, sort of culture, because people got popular by making fun of other people, and then other people have become popular by ranting on other people. Maybe. So it's the new cool thing to do.
Did you say post game theory?
No, post Leafy's here.
Post Leafy.
Oh.
Remember Leafy is here?
I am personally post game theory.
Oh, yeah. I think we're all post-game theory.
I'm pre-game theory, actually. I like game theory. Cool.
Game theory's got his positive points for sure. I think, personally, a lot of this comes down to... I'm going to blame it all on the baby boomers, personally. At least, I'm going to start... I think it goes back to that. And I can't exactly trace at the moment the cause of why, but I do feel like the baby boomers were quite helicopter-ish in their parenting. And I don't even really blame them. I just blame the world as it's changed into, because it's like I think that a lot that's happened is that like baby boomers grew up in like the 60s and the 70s, and like this was the civil rights time, and they felt really I don't know, like they wanted to change the world and like make everything about like the individual, and they didn't like their parents who like fought in World War II and were very like, I don't know, you know, blah blah blah, give up shit for your nation, you know, like the baby boomers are way more individualistic. The generation I think that really took off, and like there's a lot of good points to that, but I think the negatives is that people became very like, when I say self-obsessed, I don't mean that like they really cared about themselves. I mean that they valued the individual like so much more to the collective that I think there's a feeling that like it's totally okay to let the collective burn, just for any infringement against an individual. And I feel like the result of this has been that like they raised their kids in an environment where like any infraction was too much of an infraction. So like calling someone like a faggot on the schoolyard like has become a federal issue, like a hate crime. And like I get it, like okay, you could say that that's a hate crime, like why are you like what's the reason to like call this person like a specific demographic, you know, association that has a negative connotation in some circles. Like, sure sounds like you just hate gay people, but you know, the thing is, a lot of people just use that word without any association to any group. So like, maybe it'd be good to just kind of relax and realize that this is more kids being kids than, you know, like an actual group being attacked for their identity.
Yeah, the thing is with insults, most people don't realize when someone is like shoots an insult at you, they usually try to get you where it hurts, so they use whatever you know they perceive to be your weakness. For instance, like
just like with Hulk Hogan, Jesse's video about the black guy who fucked his daughter, who he really hated, so he called him a very nasty term for an African American individual.
You cut out, but I'm not sure I want to hear that all over again. So.
That's fine. Go ahead.
But yeah, like for instance, you know, someone on the PCP, like if they don't like me, they're gonna like, I don't know, like call me the girl or use some sort of feminine insults that are usually aimed at girls just to sort of like insult me. They might not be misogynistic, but they think that's how they're gonna get me. And I personally don't care, so go ahead. But so like it's not about
like if I call you
sometimes
a bitch,
people
if I call
are definitely.
You a bitch, does that make me like that? The thing is, it really involves what's going on in the person's head. Because if I call you a bitch because I just hate all women, and here I am, here's a woman, let's call her a bitch because I hate her. Like, okay, fair enough. But you can also use that word to just mean like in particular girl I don't like. Or you can mean it to say, like, actually, like, friend who I'm currently giving a rough attitude to. So,
and you can also honestly aim it at guys, but then the meaning is going to be different. But like, it's very much dependent on the person itself, and like they might not necessarily be misogynistic or just you know whatever assist you give them. Is just that they're trying to be as offensive as possibly to hurt you. So that's not good, but like people don't need to go to jail for saying a word.
I think some people would respond to this, and I would understand why, and they'd be like, well, if you choose to use that word anyway, despite knowing the context, then that makes you, you know, whatever the particular thing is.
But that's the thing, though, because you make the word so horrible. That's why people like to use it, because it's such a horrible word. You know?
I mean, that's definitely true. But, I can't...
Words have the power you decide to give them.
Yeah.
That's true. And, like, I do not blame people for getting mad about words that they find offensive. But, like, I don't know. It's
your problem,
like,
in my opinion.
I mean, it kind of is your problem. And, but, you know, like, we want to bridge gaps here. We don't want to say, like, if you can't take it, you're just like a pussy, and then here we are just labeling you and throwing your opinion aside. Like, what you'd want to do is, like, kind of, like, have a conversation with this person as to why you disagree. And we've certainly made this argument quite a few times on this podcast.
I'm more than happy to have like discussions with people that disagree with me.
As you do in the comments all the time in these podcasts and stuff.
Or whatever. Yeah, like I personally don't swear too much other than like the usual shit and fuck, because those I don't even consider them swear words at this point.
I think that's a great example of what we're talking about. Like in a more benign fashion, just like you're being raised being like, oh, you can't say swears, they're bad. And just like, what the fuck are you talking about? you know?
To some people, fuck is the worst word you can say.
But
like to us, it's basically completely meaningless.
Take the word gay. At some point, it was like quite offensive, or just like, you know, like you would insult someone by calling them gay. But nowadays, like no one really cares anymore. You call each other gay. Like you guys call each
well, there is a contingent of people who definitely think it's like an offensive thing to say.
Definitely care, but at the same time, like I went.
For the most part, like most people don't care anymore. But like from what I've observed, like most people don't care anymore. I mean, some people do, but like for the most part, no one cares.
It's definitely that like nowadays things like gay becoming like way more offensive nowadays is because of a very, very vocal minority of people who are trying to get offended at things.
They're giving back the power to the word that it shouldn't have.
I don't know. I feel empathy. Like, let's say that, like, if you're gay and like you go to school every day and like people call you gay because they just hate that you are homosexual. Like, of course I understand. Like, yeah, you're not going to be too fond of that word. And you're not going to enjoy when people use it.
But more important than banning the word is like making people okay with the thing, because like they're gonna find another word to call him if they're gonna get thrown in jail for saying gay. They're gonna find another way to make fun of it.
It's not that hard for culture to just make up new insults. So like it's gonna be difficult to stay ahead of that curve. You know, you can't just ban everything that comes up.
English has enough words to sustain insults for like.
I don't believe in that top-down approach as an effective way to like change people's minds.
I mean, I'd like to imagine that being like gayness has become more accepted in schools and stuff.
Sure.
I have no idea to whether or not that's the case because I only have the internet to go off of.
Yeah.
But you know, like I used to be a bit more like not bigoted, I guess, but like it grossed me out. Grossed me out when I was younger. Because it was like, what? Why would you kiss a guy? That's not true.
That's not true.
Like, I mean, I still find it pretty strange because, like, it's not something that I want to do.
But like, it's nowadays, you know, if somebody says they're gay for real, not joking, LOL, and then you're like, oh, okay, like it's no longer a big deal because, like, you know, the social justice warrior angle of like lots of shows and things. People get upset and they conflate like social justice warrior hate brigades like going around trying to get people censored, and then things just appeasing that crowd as the same. I think you know, things that are making gayness more like normal and having gay characters, that's okay. That's actually good because it makes it so that people growing up don't find it as weird.
Yeah.
The hate brigades are separate, but like people conflate the two, and I don't like it when somebody sees like a gay character in a thing and they assume that it's social justice warrior crap and therefore it's terrible to have gay characters, because that's completely going against the you know,
agreed.
Like it should be okay. It should be okay to have one or the other. And
I don't like people
like High Guardian Spice, right? High Guardian Spice comes out and it's like very social justice warrior appealing. Like it's
dog whistling to the SJWs for sure.
It's got all that funny stuff, and it's like I don't see a problem with, you know, the social justice angle. Well, the adding of like, I mean, we don't know anything about the characters of the story, but like they're having a lot of female writers.
Okay, how about
I don't see it too much of a problem with that specifically, but it's when it's just disingenuous.
I mean, I don't like
to
about
big
that
up.
when you say, like, we are going to have 100% all female writers in this, and then if there happens to be a writer's room of all men, that's a problem. Then I get like, well, guys,
like, think about like Steven Universe. Like, we all enjoy the show to some extent, right? And
of course.
It does have like those sort of people working on it, like you know, a bit of HGWs, a bit of feminists, but like they don't shove it down, you know, our throats, their whatever beliefs. They're making a genuine, interesting show with whatever themes they want to do.
That's what I was trying to get at. It's like even if it's not the fact that it's a room of 100% female writers. It's that they advertise it as that being itself a good thing, when there's no reason to believe that that means the show will be good.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It just depends on how good the writers are.
Signal at that point.
So, like, if High Garden Spice just came out and it was like, this is a pretty good show, and it's got 100% female writers,
I wouldn't give a shit.
Then that would
like
mean
just
those writers
fact.
are good writers, and that's just a good thing.
I just hate that we live in a world, and like this just is the real world, and I get it, and it will never change. But like, I want it to be that a project just gets made, and then everyone just sees if it's good or not, and we don't worry about anything involved in how it was made or any like whatever. Like, I guess if it was made using the blood of babies because they ground them up and turned them into scripts, I mean, I guess that's relevant.
I don't know. What if the show's good enough? I don't think I'll care.
I mean, if the show's good, then maybe this is the way we should be going.
Full Metal Alchemist was made by a female author, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Sure was.
Yeah.
And look how popular that is only with women. No guys ever liked Full Metal Alchemist.
You know what was weird though? As I was reading through Full Metal Alchemist, strangely, as soon as I found out it was written by a woman, the next chapter and all subsequent chapters became shit.
Oh.
Also, when I reread the old chapters, they were also suddenly bad. It was weird. But
I haven't reread it since I found out, so I guess
don't do it.
I never liked Winry, so that strikes me as weird. Like
Winry?
Yeah. I just, like,
you know what's funny though?
She's so violent and it's played off as comedic effect. I never liked that in anime. That's why I don't like Toradora much either. Just punching guy through wall. Just do not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Speaking related tangentially to the thing Nate said at the very beginning about like blaming the boomers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you say that. I think this is I'm really tired of millennials blaming the boomers like the way boomers blame the millennials. Not because anyone is like incorrect. I think what you said was
to it than that, but okay. All right.
I think what you said was correct and all that, but like it's just it feels so cowardly that every millennial who ever disparages baby boomers and, you know, the things they've done never says it to their face. They say it on the internet, a place they would never find it.
I'll say to my dad's face right fucking now. Get my dad in here, Munchie. Can we pull up my dad, please, on the phone? Yeah, okay, all right. Dad, fuck you.
Like none of us would go, like, I can't call my grandpa in his, like, little model airplane, say, Grandpa, you fucked up the world. Like, I can't say that to him. I'd be too embarrassed. I'd be too scared. Like, oh, he's just an old man now. It doesn't matter.
I feel like this is a very sort of American thing to do. It's just
attack old people.
I cannot see blaming my parents or my grandparents for whatever would happen because of the history my country, went through.
Well, I mean, you can factually blame your parents for 100% of the experiences you've had in your life because they are in fact.
That's true.
A logic path there.
I don't have the hatred for baby boomers that a lot of people seem to do.
The problem is that, like, so many people who blame the boomers, like, you can point at a causal thing to certain things, like, oh, this is X thing's fault. The problem is that so many people who do that proceed to then abdicate responsibility for anything that happens going forward. And that's where the problem becomes.
It's like,
so what?
I would never do that.
Like, the boomers cause problems. What are you going to do to fix it? Because complaining about it is not going to help.
Yeah, but
as much as it is unfair that they have put you in this situation, there's nothing you can do but try and get out of it.
Yeah. The reason I said it feels like American thing because like whenever they talk about the problems the boomers caused, it seems like it's happened in America, or it's like very American centric. The problems are like American history. This happened and that happened. I mean, American history echoes throughout the whole world, so it's not necessarily just America, but it still very feels like the people who post those are probably from America.
Does the term baby boomer, wouldn't that specifically apply to an American generation?
Yeah, like
who the hell knows? Like,
economic conditions of America at the time is what caused the whole baby boomer thing in the first place.
Oh, by the way, we're talking baby boomers are not the same as boomers because boomers are 30-year-old American gamers who are distinct from the Zoomers, who are the current 12 to 20-year-old Americans.
I thought boomers were the zombies from Left 4 Dead.
Well, that too.
Enough of these stupid names that sound too similar to other stupid names. Okay. Kill all boomers and zoomers.
Just kill everyone.
Genocide now.
Only the grandmas and the actual babies.
May the meteor hit the Earth right now.
I'm casting Nietzsche right now from Final Fantasy VII.
I'm ready.
That's good.
And
it'll
all.
only be a couple months.
As a true gamer.
People. Well, I don't know. Are we good with this topic? I feel pretty comfortable going over to the voicemails.
Yeah, that went a totally different direction than I was expecting. I did not expect a social justice rant to come out of that, but that's fine.
Same.
Let me just finish the point on the actual thing, because your original point was just about like, why are people? Well, what was
why
it,
do people? Why do people not own their weirdness anymore? Why are we pushing more towards acceptance for everything as opposed to being like, yeah, I'm proud to be hated by normal people?
I mean, like my response to that was like, I feel like it's because we've made it so that people feel like people are less able to feel vulnerable and be okay with it. So like they're less willing to accept criticism and less willing to feel like they don't belong. I think like there's a lack of resilience, I feel, in the youth currently.
There's less conversations going on and more gotcha exposed you moments going on.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment, I'd say. Like, you can post something now, and like, I don't know, maybe this is a bad example, but it's like, if you post something online, then like way later, someone can just use it, like, to get you, because they take it way out of context, because like, everything's available online, everything's like documented and able to be sorted through, and like, if you ever get to a position of like, of prominence, like, people can dig through your old posts and like, make a federal fucking case of like, a tiny joke you made that in context nobody had a problem with, but now it's like an issue.
I hate that, and I relish and dream of a day when I am at an area of prominence and somebody tries to dethrone me by digging up my old tweets where I say the N-word a million times, and I'm not going to delete them, and I'm going to say, F you. And I'm going to turn my back on them. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to say, even if I get fired or from whatever it is, I don't ever want to acquiesce to that stupid shit. I'm going to set an example.
I do worry that in that situation, I'll buckle. Cause like, I too feel like, I'm not trying to say that you're just like acting tough or whatever, but I feel like I don't want to apologize either, but then like, I wonder if I will pussy out in that moment.
It's like, it's a thing of principle for me. Like, even if it's a stupid thing to do, I just don't want to ever let anyone who follows me or knows about me or hears about it in the news to think that, because I know loads of people feel the way I do, and they just they wish somebody would just say no to this, like to this,
which is
to this mob of political correctness. Like, whether or not it's a good thing to do, I wish. Well, I don't wish it happens to me, but if it happens to me, I'm going to do that. I'm going to say no way.
I'll take a stand right here. Like, ethically, I absolutely think there's a time and place to say the worst racial or other kind of slur that there is. There's 100% a time and place when it's going to be really fucking funny and totally awesome to say, and everyone will laugh and have a great time as a result of it. So, and that extends to every word and every possible thing. And like, you could then, if you just take that out of context, like, oh, look at this evil person did this thing and it was like bad because they said a word that they're forbidden to say.
My thing with because I think about this a lot too, because I keep up with the news and shit, and like people getting fucking destroyed for things they've said that are innocuous that have become bad. And my whole thing is like, because I've always thought like, what if it ever happened to me? And my thing is that I would not apologize and I would not be tempted to, simply because the people who are trying to take me down for this, I don't respect them, and like nothing, no apology. The damage has been done. No apology, I would say, would matter.
The problem
and
with
I'm not interested in their forgiveness anyway, because I already hate them.
I hear what you're saying. The problem isn't those people. Like, those people are probably know what they're doing is wrong. But like, what worries me when I think about it is, but there's tons of people out there who simply like accept what is reported, like in a headline,
as so,
like say like so and so is racist, and they will not read the article. They will not do the research to know that it's bunk, and that's like what I worry about. Okay, so you apologize.
Has anyone who's ever apologized ever gotten a follow-up report and be like, actually, this guy's not a racist, he said sorry? Like, the damage is done.
Unlikely.
There's no reason to apologize.
Yeah. Even if they report on that, it won't matter because the people won't read the second one. Because people see a headline. People see a headline that says prominent person is secretly a Nazi, and it's like, ooh, interesting. I wonder how this person was disgraced. And then you got a same headline, prominent person is secretly okay, and they just glaze over it because people like they love to see like tragic downfalls.
Well,
of
here's the
people.
thing. Here's another
that's
example
why that stuff
proves
sells.
this point. Like anybody who's been accused of rape and is exonerated, it doesn't matter. They're still a rapist to those people.
No, it doesn't matter.
So nothing you're ever gonna do or say will ever change those people's minds, because at that point, the people who are looking for people who are racist and sexist and bigoted or whatever, you are ammo in their gun, right? Because they're trying to gain more power and change social structure to put them in a better position. So the more people like you that exist, the more those situations that pop up, the more ammo they have to change social structure to their benefit.
Absolutely true. Did you see there was a comment by Norm Macdonald recently, comedian extraordinaire, where he he said a comment. I forget what the inciting comment was. It was something about, he said in like some podcast or something that like he of course he felt bad for like people who were like insulted by Rosie O'Donnell. Her, you could possibly interpret it as a racist comment. I'm agnostic to that. And then like Louis C.K. Like they both and Louis C.K. like flashed his dick, jacked off in front of women. It seems pretty sketchy, but I don't know the details. What he said about that was what Louis C.K. and Roseanne suffered as a result of that, like, was its own bad thing. And then people said that, like, okay, but what about the victims? And he's like, well, I mean, yeah, they had their own bad things happen, but that's not what these guys felt. So I in addition, I specifically feel bad for what happened to Louis and Roseanne. And, like, that's an accurate statement. But they did not suffer the kind of social backlash is obviously very different from the specific kind of, suffering, such as it is, that happened to the people that were, quote unquote, targeted or attacked by Louis and Roseanne. And in response, people got real mad. Right. So he apologized about that. Yeah. And what he said was, you would have to have Down syndrome to not feel bad for the victims. Yep. And I think that is like, I mean, sure, that's, I guess, kind of mean,
he
guess.
Apologized afterwards, didn't he?
And then he apologized for that as well. And he was apologizing for his apology.
Yeah, I mean, ridiculous. And there's the thing is, like,
he just should have said nothing.
He could not have come out of that winner. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about Norm Macdonald, but I have seen a few of funny things he's done. Mm-hmm. He seems like the sort of person who would have deliberately made that Down syndrome joke in his apology because he doesn't like apologizing. But then he feels like he should anyway.
For that too, though.
And then he went back on that, and I'm like, No.
I like the Down syndrome apology if he just didn't apologize for that, because that's like funny in its own.
I mean,
like, I'm sorry, you're fucking stupid. Like, that's a good apology.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
There's no way to win.
There is no way to win. It's interesting because, like, I'm like a huge Audible fan, like audiobooks, and I just started listening to a book I've always wanted to read and listen to called The 48 Laws of Power. It's incredibly insightful. I love it. I'm almost done with it, and I'm probably gonna like listen/read it again immediately because it's like chock full of goodness. Cool. But the introduction to The 48 Laws of Power is basically this big kind of like essay all about like how power is used and like how to look out for people who are really effective at using power despite not seeming as such. And this entire essay is literally just discussing social justice warriors. Like, if you ever want to just like be like, oh, of course. And like, I already kind of knew that going in, but just hearing it affirmed in a subject matter that's talking nothing about SJWs and trying to like besmirch them, like, just listen to the introduction to 48 Laws of Power. You're going to be like, oh, yeah.
I am not saying that the social justice movement is like deliberately designed and the people in it are consciously attempting to undermine society. But what I am saying is, if there were a force that was trying to covertly upend the Western society, this is what it would look like.
I think
I'm just saying.
Contingent of people hiding behind the social justice movement to do that.
It wouldn't be so unsurprising. It would not be unsurprising. And the way that we've, like, just for example, we've basically labeled all women who claim anything as, like, in the social justice circles, any woman who makes an accusation must be believed in some circles. Like, wow, what an amazing tool we've given to any evil women out there. This is incredible. They can really use that. And this bullshit about no one would ever claim anything if it wasn't true, no, get that out of my face. I don't give a fuck. That's a shitty argument. There's tons of reasons why you would. So yeah, I just don't believe in giving tools that could be abused to anyone. I want everyone to be on the same playing field. But you know what? Whatever. I'm getting all wound up about this. We all know the score here.
Anyways, weirdness is weird. Let's move on to voicemails now that we've gone down that rabbit
Right. Speaking of weirdness, let's get into some true
Let's get some
degeneracy
people who
here.
aren't afraid to share their weirdness with the world. Our
Indeed.
listeners.
Absolutely. And let's see. First up on the chopping block, we've got a voice message here from Pigward. Pigward, the friendly pig.
Right.
What have you got for us, friend? Go.
When is the fucking Ghibli cast gonna get to fucking Porco Rosso? That is my shit. The only reason I watch Ghibli, fucking pigs for life, suck my dick.
That's the whole message. Well, okay, That's more of a digi
I can yell at him when he gets back from the fair.
I'm on the Ghibli cast as well.
Oh, yeah, of course. I forgot. It's a Gib show as well.
So, I watched Porco Rosso, weeks ago, and I think it's just... Everyone forgot. No, wait. Digi was doing his month of videos.
Is that the next one? Is that next on the block?
I think it's next.
Okay.
I think it's next. So I just need to remind Digi and set a date and say Digi, and Devu as well.
Maybe
I don't know what's going on with Devu. I haven't heard from him in a while. So I just got to message them. But I do want to do that because that is a really good film.
Yeah,
it's probably my favorite Ghibli after watching it.
That's one I really wanted to jump in on and watch with you guys, but I just don't have fucking time. I gotta do other shit.
Watch Ant Bully.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's a little teaser for everybody. All right, next one. This is from Your Boy has a message for us. Let's hear it.
All right, hey fuckers, just wanted to tell you I love you. You're all my role models,
thanks.
But you'll suck.
Oh.
Now my question is, why do I not have any friends?
Well, if you try and approach, if you approach your potential friends with I love you, you're great, you suck.
No, guys, I don't see any flaws in his approach here. I think this really, I can't figure out what could be the issue here.
Just keep doing what you're doing, man. You'll find somebody eventually.
I think your biggest problem is the we are your role models.
That's an issue. Yeah. And I think you might be coming on a little too positively. You got to neg a little bit more when you're
No. You got to become good friends by being nice, and then you can neg on people.
I mean, that's generally true.
The way you become friends is just to be nice to them, and then it's weird for a little bit, but then it's cool. You can hang out with us. You're all right. Yeah. And then it becomes a thing. You want to go to a house and play Splatoon or Smash or whatever.
And then you get to call them
you
bitch
do the fun things.
Without...
And then after a couple months, you can call them cunts all day, and it'll be fine.
That's true. This is how you get a girlfriend. You say, hey, do you want to play Smash? Not telling her that secretly what you're thinking of is sex. And then she's given a verbal contract allowing you to do whatever you want to her once she's smuggled into your home.
That is consent.
That's how you do it.
Absolutely.
Video games are consent. Hashtag, there it is. All right, here's one from Ronery Mishin. Mishin, welcome. What do you got?
I haven't talked to anyone in over a week, so I'm wondering, how long have you guys spent not talking to anyone ever?
In person?
Not talking to
or online?
Anyone.
I guess he means in person.
Has to be in person.
I'm guessing.
He just talked to us technically, so if online counts, he just broke his streak.
Yeah, reset the counter there. Reset the counter. I mean, I don't know. I probably have not gone a single day of my life without... You know what?
Oh.
Now that I think about it, in college, I think there were some days that I didn't talk to anyone. I think
the most has been a weekend, the longest I've ever been. Because at uni, I would stay in my room and I didn't really like my housemates and they didn't really like me.
Right.
But it wasn't because we had any animosity. It was just it was awkward the first time we met, and it didn't stop being awkward. So it was just sort of
in college,
I don't know.
Didn't.
But I would talk to. I had friends at uni who were different, and I would talk to them. But when it was the weekends, I didn't need to go in, and so sometimes I would just sit at home playing video game and making pony reviews. That was that sort of time.
I always lived with someone, so I couldn't avoid the the good morning sort of interactions. But if we discount those, the mandatory interactions with your family members, I'm not talking I didn't even have proper conversations. It's good morning, hi, I'm back, sort of those things. Then probably a few weeks maybe at some point.
That's pretty long. It's pretty fucking long.
I went a few weeks in college because like what happened in college for me is that I was like dating my girlfriend at the time, and then we broke up, and then all my other friends I knew through her, so I didn't want to talk to any of them. And I lived on campus at the time, and I happened to be in Horseman Hall at my college, and that was
Horseman Hall. Oh,
yeah,
dude.
and this was the only dorm on campus that had single room dorms. So I lived on campus with no roommates at all.
Right.
So for like 2 or 3 weeks at a time, I would just talk to no one. And it was fucking sick.
No one but the whores here in Horseman Hall.
Was there not even like classes you went to where you talked to people?
I had no friends. I didn't need to talk to them. So, because this was like senior year, so I was just doing like senior portfolio and stuff, and like no one talked to anybody during senior portfolio because we were all like about to die, because we had to do this entire big portfolio piece and get an art project ready for the show we did at the end of the year, which I didn't find out because I didn't talk to anybody that it was actually mandatory. Because like I don't care about doing stuff for a senior show to see like 3 people, including my parents. I make things on the internet, and they're like, no, this is like 40% of your grade. I'm like, oh. And it's due in 3 days. I guess I should probably do something.
Damn. Did you get it done?
I just took something I was doing on the internet and just said, I was working on this the entire time. And so I made it work.
Enough.
But no, like I didn't, like I very rarely talked to the instructors because at the point I didn't need to. And I would just like go to class, then I would sleep during the day, then I'd be up all night. I'd walk around the campus when no one else was awake at like 3 a.m. and it was fucking sick.
Well, that's dope. I would say though, I feel like Mage's situation is probably relatively common of people like who don't have any meaningful interactions day to day, and that's really sad. I would say I would say fix this. If your life is like this, it's not ideal, and you're probably harming your mental health.
It is as sick as it was. It is better to have interactions with people.
Yes. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I am very lucky to have like brothers who are cool because we talk quite a lot. Like we often go on Pokemon. Me and HGB guy go on Pokemon walks together, and we, if we had something that was on our mind, we can talk about it while we're walking in Pokemon, and it's like that's a really nice, like very not occasional, like regular, like deep conversation in real life, and that's nice.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good to have stuff like that if you can.
But if you ain't got brothers, you got to go join a club, and I mean that sincerely. I met a lot of great people through my anime club. Not a joke. Not a joke.
It is surprising. Like, you might think you're fine, not interacting with people, but then you actually interact with people and you feel so much better about it.
Swallow your special snowflakeness and recognize that you are a base, lowly human animal, and humans are pack animals, and you'll be doing yourself a favor if you associate with other humans.
Life is The Sims.
Yes.
Your social meter goes down, and then you cry and pee your pants. That's what happens in real life.
Yeah, keep that in mind. All right, well, that should be enough for him. Here's one from House of Claude. Another message. What do you got there?
I was in the sophomore year of high school. I was in improv. In improv club, we were playing a game called Props. If you don't know what it is, you take an object and pretend it's other things. We ran out of props, and one of the girls said, "Can I be a prop?" And I said impulsively, "All women are props." I'm gonna drink 95% of a liter now of water.
He finishes. He's drinking 95% of a liter of water right now. Wow, what a power move! Oh damn, this is an experience.
Can we stop listening?
Keep going. No, this is gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
I hate it. I hate this now.
There he goes.
Oh my god.
Oh god, still
what a
going.
God.
I just want to. Oh, did you do it?
That was nice.
Dude, very nice.
That was nice.
That
was a good story.
Well,
I liked it.
It was a pretty good story. I kind of wish we weren't laughing immediately after he said that he called all women's props, because I wanted to know what they responded with.
No, they didn't respond with anything. He simply replied, "I'm going to drink 95% of a liter of water now." He did not.
I think he said something else before.
No,
that.
he didn't. I'm telling you. I listened to it.
Sure.
Oh my god. I was not ready for. I thought I was ready for some like weird, like creepy incel comment, but no, he fucking red pilled the shit out of that. What a champ.
Well, I think we all pretty much.
I mean, that guy. I mean, moral of the story: stay hydrated.
Yeah. Stay hydrated so you can stay red-pilled. Clearly.
Indeed. Here's one from Tommaso Choco Taco, I think. Okay, all right.
Driving through South Carolina, I found a place called, I shit you not, Cuckold Landing. I just thought I should let y'all know, just in case y'all don't have the location of PCPHQ locked down.
I was gonna say it, but then he said it.
Cuckold's Landing in South Carolina. PCPHQ Southern Division.
I'm already on the plane. I'm already on the plane, guys.
Cuckold's Landing.
No. See,
Crash
he doesn't
that plane
understand.
into
We're gonna go.
Landing.
We're gonna go to
land
Cuckold's Landing
there.
because it'll be an endless bounty of women available to fuck at all times. Because we will be the guys who fuck all the cuckolds women.
Yeah, God, I hope so. Here we go. Here's one of David Bowie.
Whoa,
This one
from Beyond the Grave.
Whoa.
Presumably. Let's see what he's got for us.
I'm supposed to be working right now.
Yeah, I'm
supposed to be working right now. There's a flaw in this voicemail format. If you have a question for a specific member of the PCP, they might not be on that episode, so you might just be calling in for no reason, and the other members would have to answer for them, which wouldn't give you a specifically satisfying answer for what you wanted to ask them. I'm supposed to be working right now.
I like that one.
Thanks, David.
That very true and very good, very Bowie.
Yeah, that was very. Bowie.
Yeah. What are we supposed to do when somebody isn't on the episode and somebody wants a question for a specific member?
You add the member and then the reply in the comments when the episode gets
What
released.
you should do,
here's
what you should do. Here's the solution. If you have a question specifically for one of the members, you should start the voicemail with "This is directed towards." So we can, if we hear it, if we're screening questions, we can know not to use that one if they're not on the episode.
Yeah,
yes,
I generally
that is a good
them.
thing.
It's just like because the PCB format is such that anyone could be there or not be there every single time. So there's no way to know. So I mean, the flaw is just we screen them a little bit. I screen them really. I'm just gonna try to dump ones that don't use that person if they're not here. That's it. That's all we can do. What else is there to say about it? All right, here's another one from old One Spar. He's got another one for us. One Spar, what's up?
Hello. You have a collect call from Clearview Mediocre Security Mental Ward.
I'll take the charge.
Okay, listen, there's no time, all right? I only had 24 cents for this non-net neutrality protected connection. All right, look, I'm not crazy. I need these timestamps to prove the conspiracy. There's a connection here that you're not seeing. They haven't found out yet. I can still access my channel from the iPads in the rec room. I need timestamps by October 15th or...
Time has expired. Thank you. Goodbye.
Damn. Okay. Good stuff. One Spar needs those Starfleet timestamps, right?
This is good.
That's what it was. Yeah. See, guys, he put effort
there's
into that.
There's a narrative.
You noticed?
I like this.
Yeah.
He noticed that his previous calls were being talked over because they were boring, and then he made them more interesting. That's very good.
This is what we want.
Good
people.
job.
This is what we want.
He deserves those timestamps.
I like this voicemail ARG. It's pretty neat.
And his channel's like One Spar Weekly, I think. And what's his? It is Starfleet. He's looking for, right?
Anytime you mention
Starfleet timestamps from all PCP episodes, send them to One Spar. He's probably on One Spar Twitter. You can find him, I'm sure. But yeah, I wonder what this. There's a connection we're not seeing, guys. What could it be? We need to find.
Well,
out.
he is in an insane asylum now, so.
Oh wait, shit! This may be a flaw in my plan. Here's another one from Simid. Simid's got another one for us. What's up?
The voicemails bit is bad. It only works on the Dick Show because he screens them and he has a high quality of
IQ.
Fucking production value.
Okay.
And but you're using the voicemail bit to say that the voicemail bit is bad. Isn't that contradictory? I hear what you're saying, Ben Saint. or whatever fucking... Who cares? This isn't funny. What I'm saying is, fuck you. The voicemails are bad. Stop doing them. I just want to hear you guys talk about shit. Fuck off.
I think that you are in the minority by not liking them. I do agree.
It's interesting that if we had
the
screened the
voicemails,
yours would have been the first one to go.
Okay, to be totally clear, I do in fact screen them in that I listen to at least a portion of them and just decide quickly, like, okay, is this one I'm going to show or not? Like, is it?
We
good?
can't say that. Then they're
gonna
bait the first couple seconds something that sounds good.
Well, I mean, that's a risk we have to take.
I mean, if they're able to make something enticing at the beginning and then deliberately make it shitty, then it would be a joke and then it would be funny. So I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that either. But, I think we are increasing the quality as we go, and I think a lot of people like the segments.
Yeah, these ones have been good.
Yeah.
You picked good ones.
Indeed. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm doing a little work on it. All right, here's one from somebody Mage knows. This is from Satan, Father of Demons. Sent in a voicemail.
Hello, Dad.
Papa, let's see what we've got. How embarrassing, your dad on
He's
the show.
everyone's daddy, if you know what I mean.
Listen closely, you fucks. If you don't listen to one of Mage's wonderful dream stories once per episode, I will smite you down.
Oh no, Dad.
Oh, he loves you so much.
Yeah, God, Mage, have your dad call to come play defense for you? How embarrassing.
Yeah, way to go, Mage.
The cyber police are going to come get us.
Got any dreams for us immediately, Mage? Anything to report?
Shoot. Now I'm putting it.
Okay, moving on.
No time. We don't want to be what's the word? We don't want to be supporting Satan's agenda anyway.
It's a Christian podcast.
Yes, I'm. I'm a Muslim now. I believe in a different Satan.
Right. Okay.
It's the same Satan.
Here's our last one from Ultimatum Juniper. Okay, what's up?
You motherfuckers! Mage just wants a goddamn piece of candy fucking corn. She's been a respected member of your fucking misogynistic podcast for decades. And y'all can't send her a fucking shitty piece of 3-cent candy corn? God fucking damn it, airdrop that shit like it's East Germany, bro. Make sure it gets there. Girl's starving in all of Lithuania that she owns and controls with her mob. So you better watch the fuck out, Ben motherfucking Saint Bestman, dick.
Yeah,
fucking relapse on the keto lifestyle. You told me I should do it, and then I fucking did it, and I just ate cream for days, and now I can't leave my fucking house, and I'm shouting into this voicemail machine into the void.
It's all right. We hear you.
Fuck you.
We hear you.
Yeah, I heard that too.
We'll pass that fuck you on to Ben.
Yeah. We'll make sure he hears that one loud and clear.
Well, it's the middle of September now, so I guess candy corn will be available again soon.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. Halloween's coming.
Halloween.
People are already getting into the spook spirit.
Guys, get ready for fucking Kirby month.
Oh my god. Hey, wait a minute, Gib. I just want to say it would be pretty appropriate if the finale of Pump, aka Pump the Big Spooker, dropped on Halloween. That would be a pretty incredible ending.
Wait.
Shut up.
Oh
That's
shit!
my
Wait, I
secret
didn't know that was
plan.
a thing.
Good.
All right.
Well, it's not actually my secret plan, but it is a very good
very
one
important
because that's when she was born.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, what was that? What was that, Tom?
If it's going to be Halloween soon, does that mean you're going to be changing your Twitter icon to something not Halloween related? Is the gag going to continue?
Oh yeah. What's it going to be?
Oh yeah. I'm going to change it back to just Hippocrit.
Will this be 1 year?
It was like 1 year of continuing to have the Halloween Twitter thing, which I started in November last year.
Right. And Pump was born as a result of this, right?
I will always be Halloween except on Halloween.
Fantastic.
Oh, excellent. Well, let's switch over to the questions real quick. We'll burn through a couple of these trash, low effort, questions, and we'll do that shit. Let me just read the pity question here from at Noodle Bombs. Just ask, when will we see the Adventure Time podcast? That was it just now. It's over.
Just now?
Yep. You just heard it?
You did it. We did it.
You're welcome. All right. So that's that. What else is going on? Anyone looking in the main chat? I'll get some from here, but
there's not a whole lot of pickings this.
Really?
Great. Tell me you posted in Patreon Lodge, not the questions bar.
Oh, did I post in the wrong chat?
Oh, true.
That might have been why.
Fair
It's
enough.
the same thing.
You fool.
There's several dream related questions in the questions bar.
Oh, our true nightmares. This dream meme has to end. My dream is that we get no more questions about dreams ever again.
My dream is to have more dreams.
But I can't, damn it, ever since they cut out my medulla oblongata.
This isn't a question, but it's in the questions bar.
Yeah.
Someone should draw all the PCP members as bugs from Hollow Knight, and I agree.
That's true. Someone should do that.
Oh, that would be adorable. I love Hollow Knight art style and like the little bug designs. So good.
That would be great. That would be great. I'm way into Hollow Knight, as everyone knows, and just did the stream of it, like 2 days ago?
I remember when I drew all of us as like those furry RPG characters? I was a spider. Do. I was a spider. So yes, draw me as a spider.
You know what's... Okay, the biggest disappointment about Hollow Knight, this is literally the worst thing about Hollow Knight, is that there is a big area that is spider-themed, and there is a big arena in the spider-themed area, yet there is no fucking spider boss in the game, in a game about fighting bugs. It's like, that is obviously going to be, like, the biggest thing. Maybe it's going to be, like, I think it might be, like, for DLC, because they're going to make a Hornet DLC soon, but it's ridiculous.
Isn't it weird how like scorpions are bugs?
Are they? I think they're technically.
Aren't they arachnids? They're arachnids.
No, they're insects.
Yeah, they're arachnids, like spiders.
Oh, okay. So spiders count. I guess scorpions count too then.
Yeah.
Well, they're not dogs, that's for sure. I've got a question here from Eric C. Bass. Sure. What kind of show would you make with a YouTube Red series? Undertale IRL. We would all dress up as the characters and we would act it out on the set. I think Mage would make a good Frisk.
Yeah.
Because she has the dark side to her.
True.
And she would kill everyone.
But I also want to be Mettaton.
Oh, of course you do. Of course you do. You don't really strike me as a Mettaton though. You strike me more as like an Azrael, or like you'd probably be Flowey. Now that I think about it, you'd be Flowey / Azrael.
I could play the flower.
Yeah. Shit, what was I going to say? Oh, apparently, somebody told me that there was, like, a new boss in the Switch release of Undertale, which...
No. There is.
Pisses me off a little bit. Can you spoil me on it at all, Gib? Is it...
Yes, it is. I don't know where it is or what you need to do to find it, but it is Mew Mew Kissy Cutie, which is the anime that Alphys watches.
Oh, you know
and
what?
You can fight
That's
her.
Okay. Is it a good fight? Is it cool?
I don't know. All I know is that it appears briefly in the trailer.
Oh,
or in a video somewhere.
I'll have to.
That's brilliant. He's just like man. Everyone who's played Undertale has bought it now. I guess I'll just have to put in new content in the Switch version, so all you fucks buy it again.
See, that's the thing. I played Undertale a bunch, and I don't want to play it again. Nothing against the game, but I played it too much, and it's not a game that's replayable beyond like 4 or 5 times. Like after that, it's not really, you don't get that much out of it, which I have.
I don't know. I haven't played it in a long time. I'm
since still burnt out after making my video that took a million years.
Oh well, you made a video about it. I could potentially get the Switch version, and buy a Switch and then get the Switch version.
Yeah, okay.
And then have a little fun because I still don't legally own Undertale.
I don't think I ever played it legally either, now that I think about
it. I bought it for PS4, so I paid my dues.
Oh, there you go.
Are we going to get doxxed? Is Toby going to dox me?
Oh, shit.
All right, I got a question from
fuck you, Toby Fox.
Arrowzon. It says, how do you guys not believe in ghosts when you have met the Lord of Ghosts?
Well, there is a lot of speculation that he's just a man in a sheet, which I believe personally.
I'm not aware of this conspiracy.
Yeah, it's a big one. A lot of people are thinking that.
I mean, if you're in the Rowdy Fuckers Cop Killers Discord, you'll know that the Lord of Ghosts was dethroned.
True.
He's no longer a lord. He's just the ghost. Mm-hmm. He's been gang raped and destroyed by a group of slime riddled children.
On the steps of Slime Corp, he was
elected like the leader of
He was elected the mayor, but he
So he's
ruined
not the
everything.
mayor or the Lord of Ghosts? Because he was the Lord of Ghosts before he became the mayor, correct?
Yep.
He was the Lord of Ghosts. He became the Lord Mayor of Ghost, and then he was impeached so hard that he lost all ranks and titles.
I mean, with the discovery, with the new menu item of coleslaw on the KFC menu that allows the denizens of Slime City to attack ghosts, at last we can get a foothold against the Nega Slime. And me and my brothers in the RFCK, we slayed the Nega Slime. And then we had to turn our mob-like ravenous rage towards the Lord of Ghosts, who summoned it to begin with his endless rocks, that bitch.
Yeah.
And we did
those
so.
Goddamn busters with their goddamn ghost busting coleslaw.
Indeed. Now that's one for the swear jar right there, using that word. Well, all the questions are shit, so maybe we should just wrap it up here. We didn't get a lot this time. Yep. We did tons of the voice ones, which are the good ones anyway.
Yes.
Poor text-based bros, they're all dead. Yeah, all right, I guess we're done, everybody.
Cool.
That was good. I felt like there was a lot of good stuff there.
It was a good episode. We did it.
It was a solid one. Solid like the poops that I poop. Because I eat only protein. You're right, I do need to eat some salad. So patreon.com/theprocrastinators is where you need to go immediately to give us $5 to get access to the bonus episodes, include a semi-ant bug Hollow Knight related bonus episode that will be coming out, I think, a couple days after this episode drops. But we are very excited about it. So you're going to want to get in on that. And there's like 16 old ones, so, fuck you, pay me. And $1 to get into the bonus.
What is
PCP
16
Lounge.
episodes divided by $5? How much is that per episode? It's like nothing.
Basically zero.
It's basically you're
zero
basically getting them for free at that point.
That's essentially true. So please do that. Or more. It's up to you, dog. Whatever you want to do. And follow us at TP Crastinators on Twitter for all the hot updates and question asking and shit if you're going to be a little non-paying bitch. So there you go. We'll see you next week. Bonus episode shortly after this episode drops. I think in literally the next day. Am I wrong? No. It'll be 3 days. All right, 3 days from when this comes out. All right, I don't know why I care so much, but I'm just letting you know. On the 1st is when they come out. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Have a beautiful time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to be working right now. But I'm not working. I'm doing nothing. My dick I'm jerking. Myself I'm so